tonight we're going to be doing a drop-in class, and we're going to be looking at some internships in a particular student's journey. So again, as always, this session is recorded, so you guys can watch it again later. So I'm curious, when you guys were children, what job did you want to have? So in America, we often are encouraged to dream about something, right? To be a police officer or a firefighter, and that's what we want to do as children. And usually it doesn't happen that way, but I'm curious, what did you want to be when you were a child? Anybody have a dream?
Child. Maybe, how old?
6 years old.
6 years old.
Yeah, 6 years old.
Too far. Maybe I can't remember.
Okay, very good. So maybe you can't remember, but what was maybe the first job that you do remember that you wanted, Sarah?
Yes, a first job. 18. Yes, 18 years old.
Ah, where did you work?
I can't. I work for a hospital.
A hospital?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It helps some people health, review health. For instance, some people his brain is brain
cancer.
Let me think.
Oh, it sounds like a very complicated job for your first job. So, very good. Alex, what do you think? We haven't heard from you tonight. What did you wish to have as a job when you were a child?
When I was a child, my dream job is to be a convenience store manager.
A convenience store manager?
Yeah.
Oh, very, very good. Is that your job now?
No. So since I grow up, I dream bigger.
Very, very good. Right, to dream bigger. So now you are very rich, like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, right?
No, far away from them.
Oh, maybe you didn't dream big enough. Right? Very, very good. Right? Anybody else? Sally. Hey, Sally.
Yes.
Hey,
Hi,
Sally.
Gary.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Very, very good.
My dream job when I was a child was a tourist guide. I want to be a tourist guide. I think that's an amazing job. Like your job is traveling all over the world and see the interesting things and try different kinds of food.
So you want to be a tour guide?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Why? How did you have that idea as a child?
So, when I was a child, there is a TV program, and on that TV program, there will be tour guide and show you some other countries, and then they will ask you some questions like a quiz, and to answer and to guess like that. So I was so interested in that, and I think, oh, that's an amazing job. My job is like a traveling, going around all over the world. And I think, I want to be a tour guide like the ladies in the TV.
Very, very good. Wow, that's really impressive. Right. So are you a tour guide now?
No.
What do you...
And my friends said I am I'm not fit for doing the job like this because I have no sense of direction. I always got lost.
Very, very good. Well, not good, but great vocabulary. Sense of direction, right? Means to get lost easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he said it's okay to get lost by yourself, but you are not allowed to let the whole group of people get lost with you together.
Very, very cute. Great. Let's see here. So, what is some of your current jobs? What is your current job? Does anybody want to share with us? What do you do for work?
For me, my current job is a designer.
Good.
Focus on design on website and application, and my graduate degree we focus on the user experience. It's also we care about the user, how user to use some device, and we make a good experience about when they use that website and application.
Very, very good, Xin. So it's your fault that when I go on Taobao, I can buy things very easily.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Very, very good. Good. When you were a child, Xin, did you ever imagine becoming a designer?
Actually, when I was a child, I think my dream job is to be a painter or writer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've always been very artistic.
Yeah, sure. But when I grew up, I think solve problems is a really funny thing. So I want to be a designer.
Right, good. All right, solve problems. Right. Why do you think solving problems is so much fun?
I think you can help people. And I think help people is really good. Good thing.
So basically, your thought is painting does not help anyone.
Yeah, painting is a really personal thing. But if I have more money, for example, I'll be a rich man, I think I will be a painter or artist, but not. I think be a designer is good for me for that situation too.
Wonderful. Right. So it sounds like you can help more people being a UX designer, right? Anyone else?
Yeah,
Anybody else want to share what you currently do for work? No? Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about internships, right? And which is like one of the first steps to getting work. So we've talked about internships a few times here. Very good. There we go. So we have this beautiful article. We're going to read it. It's a little bit long tonight, but that's okay. We'll do our best, right? So does anybody want to read the first paragraph for us? Does anybody want to read the first paragraph for us? Don't be shy.
I can read it.
Okay, Xin, thank you.
Many of us can think back on our childhood and remember the experience of going to work with our parents for a day. There was a certain excitement, maybe even a future fancy of living the grown-up life. As we visited the office, walked the hall, sat at their desk, and pretended to be a teacher, software programmer, or shop owner.
Very good. There was a certain what? Excitement.
Excitement.
Yay, right? Excitement. Very good.
Excitement.
Very good. Is this something that you guys have in your country? Do we have go to work with your parents day? Is that something that you have in your country? Does anybody have a thought on that? No?
I think when I was. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
You go ahead, Shi.
Okay, well, when I was a child, I could work with my mom for one day, and yeah, I think her work is so boring, so I don't want to do that job like that.
So you didn't dream about living as an adult?
Yeah, my mom is and she's organizer for in the factory, and she work in I don't know how to say a state-owned enterprise. Yeah, so I think
Good.
the work is so boring.
Interesting. Maybe it's changed, but hopefully it gets better. Very, very good. Great job, though, right? So just don't forget excitement, the noun form of excite. Very good.
Okay.
Anyone else? Who else wants to help me out? Don't be shy.
Let me try.
Sure. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. For Annas in electrical
Good.
engineering
Good.
students at the University of South Carolina. The Take Your Children to Work Day experience was a little different. It was taking along with his father to a massive power station that generates electricity for regions of Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay. Great, Sarah, right? So we'll read it together very quickly, right? So for anus, I don't think it's anus. I think it's like an Oz because it's an Arabic name, right?
Somebody named Anus.
Yeah, it's his name. So an electrical engineering student, and electrical engineering at the University of South Carolina.
At the University of South Carolina.
Good, right? Carolina. Right. The Take Your Child to Work Day.
The Take Your Child to Work Day.
Experience was a little different. Very good. It was tagging along with his father. Very good. To a massive.
What does it mean? Massive. I check.
We don't need to check. We'll get there in a minute. Power station. Good. That generates electricity. Electricity. Good. For regions of Saudi Arabia. Very good. Great job, Sarah. Right?
Thank you.
Very, very good. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Take your child to work day. Very, very common. And kind of like scene. I remember going to the factory with my father because my father was not an electrical engineer. He was an aerospace engineer, right? Which means he worked on airplanes. So I would go to the factory with him and he'd be making big tools for airplanes and so forth. So very good.
Okay.
Who else wants to have a try? Help me out. It's a small paragraph. Anyone else?
My father works for the Saudi electric company.
Good.
And that is where I developed excitement
Good. 정방.
Being a part of the engineering industry says the Jada native.
Good. Right. What is Jeddah? What is this? What do you think?
I don't know.
If we were to guess. If we were to guess what this means. So what is this?
A name. It's Jada.
What does native mean? What does native mean? Does anybody know?
Native.
Anybody have a guess?
Nature.
Nature, good, right? We could think about native as nature, right? What we're talking about with native is somebody where they come from. Yes, like local, right? So
Local.
yes, very good. So even if we are to guess a Jeddah native or Jeddah local, what is Jeddah?
Jet.
What is it then? If we were to guess based on context, it is the what?
Jet is a
Probably a location, right? A city, a town, etc. Right? It's some sort of place, right? So we can guess, even though we don't know what it is. We can guess. It's probably a city, a town, a district in Saudi Arabia, right? So we can make that guess, right? Very, very good. Great job, Jungpeng. Getting much better with your reading. And how about the last one? Anybody else? So we've had Sarah, we've had Xin, Jungpeng. Anybody new?
Hello, Eric. I can try.
Okay. Is that you, Sally?
Yes.
Very, very good. Let's have a try.
Oops, my brain seems to frozen now. Wait a sec. Exploring the inner workings of SEC power stations and discovering how power is produced and transmitted to millions of people stirred his passion for science.
Good.
And ultimately inspired him to choose electrical engineering for his major.
Very, very good. Great job, Sally. So you chose TESOL as your major, right?
Yes.
Right. What stirred your passion for education? What stirred your passion for education?
I think before I choosing TESOL as my major, I used to teach young learners in China, in Beijing, and I love those young learners. And I think it's a kind of a job that teaching is a job like one will be never perfect. There's still a lot to learn, and I hope that I can be a teacher that can inspire them, not only teach them knowledge. So I think if I want to do that, the first important thing is improve myself. So that's why I choose TESOL as my major.
Very good. So it sounds like children and your thirst or your pursuit of continuous knowledge stirred your passion for education, right?
Yes.
Very, very good. Great job, right? So this is an idiomatic phrase to kind of where something starts from or something that encourages you, right? Very good. So let's try to go through this a little bit quicker and we'll take a look at some of these key words. So Alex, can you read this first paragraph for us very, very quickly? Alex, we can't hear you.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I forgot to unmute myself.
That's okay.
Many of us can think back on our childhood and remember the experience of going to work with our parents for a day. There was a certain excitement, maybe even a future fantasy of living the grown-up life. As we visited the office, walked the halls, sit at their desk and pretend to be a teacher, software programmer, or shop owner.
Very good. Just like you want to be that shop owner.
Yes.
Right? Very, very good. So repeat after me very quickly, everyone. Future. Right. Oh, maybe a little bit shy, but we can do future. And software. Very, very good. Very good. Let's see here. Xin, can you help us with the second paragraph?
Okay, for us, an electric energy student at the University of South Carolina, the TKU chair to work day experience was a little different. It was talking along with his father to a massive power station that generated electricity for region of Santa Africa.
Very, very good. Right. So repeat after me. Electrical engineering. Electrical engineering. Very, very good.
Electrical engineering.
So, massive.
Massive.
Very good. Power station. Very good. And electricity. Very, very good. And just for us, Xin, right? What country is this? Saudi
Arabia.
Very, very good. Saudi Arabia. Right. Sometimes those country names can be difficult. Very, very good. Right. Let's see here. Sally, can you help us with this one?
Yes. My father works for the Saudi electric company, and that is where I developed the excitement of being part of the engineering industry. That's the data native.
Very, very good. Right. Developed industry.
Industry.
Very good. And Zhangpeng, help us out with this last one. I know you can do
it. Exploring the inner workings of SEC power stations and discovering how power is produced and transmitted to millions of people stirred his passion for science and ultimately inspired him to choose electrical engineering for his major.
Very, very good. Great job, Zhangpeng. Transmitted, right? Transmitted. Very good.
Transmitted.
And science. Very good. Right. So, Zhangpeng, do you like engineering?
Yeah, I'm engineer. I'm an engineer. Software engineer.
Software engineer. Good. So, Zhangpeng, what is software then?
Software is a programmer. A computer.
Don't tell me the next word. What is software? Computer, right?
Computer.
What is software?
Computer code design.
Wow, very good, right? Computer code. Very good. Great job, Zhangpeng. We're going to talk about that in a minute, right? So, Zhangpeng, can you read it? Software. What is software?
Software, the programs used by a computer for doing particular jobs.
Very good. Particular meaning a specific or exact. Yeah. Very, very good. But I like your definition better. Good job. Okay. I'll read this one and then we'll get to electrical engineering. So we have future, the time that will come after the present or the events that will happen then, right? So in the future, like tomorrow, right? Alex, can you help us with this one?
Electrical engineering, the design and the building of machines and systems that use or produce electricity, the study of this subject.
Very, very good, right? Electrical engineering. Sarah, you asked us what is massive. Can you tell us what is massive?
Okay. Massive, adjective, very large. heavy, and solid.
Solid. Very, very good. Solid. Right? So it's kind of like very hard, right? Solid means it's completely filled, right?
Huge. Did you?
What is it?
Huge.
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 So yeah, that's a good synonym for it, right? Massive, huge.
Right? Huge.
It's a great way to eliminate our use of very, right?
Very.
So rather than saying very large, very heavy, we could say it's massive.
Massive.
Very, very good. Right? Sheen, can you help us out with the next one?
Okay. Power station, a building or group of buildings where electricity is produced.
Very good. Power station. Sally, how about the next one?
Electricity, a form of energy from charged elementary particles, usually supplied as electric current through cables, wires, etc., for lighting, heating, driving machines, etc.
Very, very good. Wow, for the Oxford ESL English Learners Dictionary. That's a very difficult definition, right? So, do we know what all of those are? Right? So when we talk about elementary particles, right? Does anybody know what that is, an elementary particle? No? All right. Elementary is just very simple, right? So think about elementary school, right? Or primary school. It's very, very basic, very, very simple. And a particle is just a small piece of matter or a small piece of energy in this case. So it's a little bit complex for an English learner's dictionary, but nevertheless, again, electricity is how we have our lights on, right? So it's how we have our lights on. Very good. Let's see who's chatting to us. Good, me too. Wonderful. Right. So how about this next one? Jampang.
Develop.
Good.
To gradually grow or become bigger, more advanced, stronger, and to make something to this.
Yeah, right. So what we can add, we can add er and turn it into a person, so it becomes from a verb to a noun, just like teach.
Teacher.
Right? So we have a developer, someone who makes something. So Sheen, you might be a UX developer, right? Or UI developer, right?
Yeah. I'm a developer. I like design new technology.
Very, very good. Yeah. Sheen, how about you? You're a developer, right? UI, UX?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
When I do my job at the next job, I will use the code and help us to be a really useful application or website. Yeah.
Maybe, right? You guys can team up.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Very, very good. How about this one?
They can be entrepreneurs.
Good. They can be entrepreneurs, right? Good. Sheen, can you help us with this one?
Okay, industry. Production of goods from raw materials, especially in factory.
Right. So this can be the production of good. We talk about industry, but it's also a category for a type of business, right? So again, what kind of industry are you in, Sheen? What kind of UX do you do? Do you specialize in any particular industry? The tech industry, the finance industry, education? Do you specialize in anything?
I currently work, I have a part-time job. We work on the smart home and we do some device for people.
Wow.
Yeah, and we also have the program smart hotel. It helps the user and some company they're easy to manage their system in the hotel. Yeah.
Very, very good. Wow. So I'm curious. So I know what smart means, right? Brain, you can think well, but what is a smart home?
That means if your home have some television and some air conditioner, there's a device, and you can use your app to control the. And when you come to home, you can use your app to open the air conditioner and control the TV, and it's so easy to use that.
Oh, okay. So instead of having a remote control, we can do everything on our phone.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Oh, interesting.
When you work in the office, you, for example, you want to drink a coffee, and your coffee machine is a smart device, and you can use your phone to remote control that. And when you come home, you have a hot coffee.
Really?
Like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can control everything
But
with
not
an
too
app
smart,
now.
I think. Yeah.
I want to know more about why you think it's not too smart later, but we'll get into that later. Right? So how about this one? So maybe Sarah, can you help us with this one? I don't know if Sarah left us. Okay. That's okay. So I'll mute her since maybe she's away for the second. Let's see, Sally, can you help us?
Yes, transmit. To send an electric signal, radio or television broadcast, etc.
Right, good. So to transmit, right, it's to send something. This is talking about in the idea of electronics, right? An electronic signal, radio or television broadcast. But we've also heard this word a lot since 2020, right? What else can you transmit?
Money.
You could transmit money, I guess, right? But that would be more...
transmit your gender.
Transmit a gender? To send a gender. Here, let me give you my manhood. You give me your womanhood, right? So we can transmit an illness, a virus. We can transmit a virus from one person to someone else, right? I don't. Be interesting if I could transmit my gender to you. Do you feel me giving you my manliness?
I made a mistake. I was thinking about the transgender.
Okay, right. So transgender, that's a really interesting word, transgender, right? But transgender is a little bit different, right? Trans means to kind of change or be in the middle of something, right? So it just means that they have changed their gender. It doesn't mean they gave their gender to someone else.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, I made a mistake.
That's okay. It's perfectly fine, right? But now it's making me wonder, like, can you transmit your gender if you are transgender? Like, what do they do with your parts when they change you from one to another? Interesting, right? And let's see, Jungpeng, can you help us with the last one?
Yeah. Science, knowledge about the structure and behavior of the natural and physical world based on facts that you can prove. For example, by experiments.
Ooh, very good job, right? Experiments. Great job, Jungpeng. Experiments. Very good. How about this one?
Natural.
Very, very good. Right? And experiment. Very good. Right? Great job. So, if we can do a lot of experiments, we can get a lot of experience. Right? So just be careful with your pronunciation, Jungpeng. It kind of sounds a little, can't see that. Sounds a little bit similar, right? Experiment. Very, very good. Great job. So now that we know a little bit about the definitions, let's have a quick try. We'll go through and see if we can remember these. So, Sally, can you read the first paragraph? And please stop at this word. Stop at this word. And the rest of us will shout out the word. Okay? So just say, many of us, shema, 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 shema. Stop.
Okay. Many of us can think back on our childhood and remember the experience of going to work with our parents for a day. There was a certain excitement, maybe even a
what? Everyone else help her out?
Future.
Very, very good. Future. Great job.
fantasy of living the grown-up life. As we visited the office, walked the halls, sat at their desk, and pretended to be a teacher.
Software.
Good job. Great job.
Software.
Programmer or shop owner.
Very, very good. Great. Right. Let's see. Junpeng, can you help us with this one?
For inners and
electrical engineering.
Very
student,
Engineering.
student at the University of South Carolina.
Good.
And take your child to work. The experience was a little different. It was tagging along with his father to a
Massive power station.
Power station.
Very good.
that generates
Electricity.
Very good.
Electricity.
Very good.
for regions of Saudi Arabia.
Good. Great job, Junpeng. Right. Sarah, you're still with us. Can you read this one for us? Sarah? Or did you
Okay.
Wonderful.
My father works for the Saudi Electric Company (SEC), and this is where I developed
Very good. Great, Sally. Good.
the excitement
Good.
of being a part of the engineering.
Good.
That's true.
That's true.
Great job.
This the gender relative.
Native.
Native.
Very, very good. Great job. And Sheen, can you help us out?
Okay. Exploring the interworking of SEC power station and discovering how power is produced and
Transmit.
Very good.
millions of people street his passion for
Science.
Very good.
and ultimately inspire him to choose electrical engineering for his major.
Great job, Sheen. Much, much better with electrical engineering. Superb. Great job, everyone. Very, very good job. So, let's see. Let's see if we can remember what happened. So, Alex, can you read the first question for us?
Yeah. What was the experience of Anna's during the Take Your Child to Work Day?
Yeah. What was the experience of Take Your Child to Work Day? What was the experience?
To future fantasy of grown-up life.
Future fantasy of grown-up life. Future fantasy. Okay, anybody else have a guess? Fantasy of grown-up life. Any other guesses? No?
Excitement.
think you're just guessing that, Alex, because there's excitement maybe 3 times in the paragraph.
Yes.
Right? So, okay. Good. Right? Any others? No? Okay. How about where is his father working? There's a typo here. I don't know why it says that. Ignore it. Where is his father working?
Power station.
Good. Right?
SEC.
Power station. Right? And you said SEC?
SEC. Company.
Okay, good. What is SEC? Do you remember? Anybody have a guess?
So the electrical company. Electricity company.
Electrical.
Okay, what is the S?
Saudi.
So, very, very good. So we'll find out. Let's take a look. All right, and how about what inspires him to take electrical engineering for his course? Why is he excited for that?
The passion of science.
Passion for science. All right, very good. Any other guesses? Great, Sarah.
Seeing how power station produce electricity and transmit it to millions of people's life.
So Alex,
stirred his passion.
Are you reading this, Alex?
No, how can I read?
I feel like that's a direct quote from the story.
Because I really like that sentence.
Okay. Very, very good.
I think it's very useful. Maybe I will use it for other things, maybe.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. So we're going to take a quick check. So let me scroll down here. So let's see. Where's my pen? Here we go. So for many of us can think back on our childhood and remember the experience of going to work with our parents for a day. There was a certain excitement, maybe even a, what is this?
Future.
Good.
Future.
Fantasy of living the grown-up life as we visited the office, walked the halls, and sat at their desk and pretended to be a teacher, a
software
programmer, or shop owner. Very, very good. So does that answer the first question? Was that his experience? Future fantasy?
No.
Maybe not. Let's take a look. For an Oz, and what?
Engineer.
Good. What kind of engineer? Go ahead, Sarah.
Electricity.
So electricity is the noun. He is an electrical engineer. Very, very good. Right. So electrical is the adjective. For an Oz, an electrical engineering student at the University of South Carolina, the Take Your Child to Work Day experience was a little different. It was tagging along with his father to a
massive power station.
Very good. A massive power station that generates the noun
electricity.
Very good. For regions of Saudi Arabia. All right. So what was his experience?
Tagging along to his father to the power station.
Very, very good, right? So a little bit off, but that's okay. And my father...
completely off.
I'm trying to make you feel good, Alex. Relax. Right? Be positive. Right? And he says, my father works for the Saudi Electric Company, SEC, and that is where I
develop.
Very good. The excitement of being a part of the engineering
industry.
Good, says the Jeddah native. Very, very good. Right? So where does his father work?
CC.
Good, right? The
Saudi
Saudi.
Electric company.
Very good, right? Again, electric is another adjective form of electricity. Electric. Very, very good. And the last paragraph here, we says, exploring the inner workings of SEC power stations and discovering how power is produced and
Transmitted.
good to millions of people stirred his passion for
Science.
very
Science.
good, and ultimately inspired him to choose electrical engineering for his major. Right? Very, very good, guys. Wonderful job. So we're not going to fill in the blanks. We're going to skip that. If you guys want to come back, again, this is a website that I have with all this stuff. You can check out the nouns, the adjectives, the adverbs, again, synonyms, and so forth. But we'll skip it for today, and we'll get down to some quick questions, right? So we're talking about technology, and these are some different maybe IELTS or TOEFL questions you might hear. So I'm curious, how often do you guys use technology? So I'll scratch the computer idea, but how often do you use technology? Anybody want to share?
I think I use technology every day.
Well, of course you do, Sheen. That's your job.
Yeah, sure. I work on the computer, this assignment on the computer. I use my phone to deliver food and pay a payment.
Ah, so you use your phone to deliver food? Wow, so you're an Uber driver?
No. No, I order a food, sorry.
Good, right? Very, very good. Use my phone to not deliver food, to order food, right? And you get it delivered to you. Right?
Yeah,
very,
sure.
very, very good. Wonderful. Anybody else? Is Sheen the only one who uses technology?
I,
Go ahead, Jungpeng.
I use computer to program software.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of programming do you do? Do you know what it's called? C, C++, C Sharp, Ruby on Rails, Java?
Python.
Python. Very.
Python.
Python. Very, very good. Right? So this is a special type of programming language called Python. And if you don't do programming, it doesn't matter for you. So again, maybe Alex or myself or Sally, who's a teacher, you don't need to know Python. But for you tech people like maybe Xin or Jungpeng, Python is one. And I think Sarah said another one, which is called Java, right? There's many, many different types of programming languages, right? Very good. Great job.
It's right in the software.
What is it?
This program is right at the software.
Ah, so Jungpeng, what is Python? Is that the software?
Yeah, I use the tools to design algorithm about AI technology.
Right, so we can ignore part of that. But Python is, think about it like, about it, Python is kind of like, say, the pencil, right? And you use the pencil to write a story, right? So Python is a way to get an end result. So just like you use a pencil to draw a picture or write a story, you need to use the Python or the Java to get a program, or in Jungpeng's case, an algorithm. Right? So it's just a tool we use.
Computer also.
That's okay. Go ahead, Jean.
Is it like a computer language?
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's a computer language. Right? It's a tool. Very, very good. Xin, do you use any computer languages? Any programming languages?
I know a little bit CSS and HTML.
Okay. So you're much more into web design, CSS and HTML. All right. Very good. Do you know, what is it, HTML 5.0? Is that the new one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
5 is new one.
Yeah, I think that's a new one. I learned HTML when I was in high school, very, very long time ago. All right. Very, very good. Anybody else? Anybody else want to share? How often do you use technology? Do you often use technology?
I think for most of us, we use technology daily. Like we have multiple devices. For example, like right now, we're having class with you on our computer, laptop, or tablet. During the daytime, we use our cell phone as shopping tool.
Blame machine.
And maybe map for navigation. Like, I really feel technology is becoming our life, not a part of our life. It becoming our life.
So there's no longer a separation.
Yes, there's no separation.
It just is.
Yeah.
Right. Very, very good. All right. So then I guess that leads me to the next question. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement that technology has had a negative effect on relationships between friends and family? So, Alex, you said that it's kind of synonymous. It's connected to our life. It's no longer separated. So do you think technology has had a negative effect on relationships between friends and family?
It really depends. I do feel that technology is a double-edged sword. Ooh. It brings us convenience and benefits, but also it causes some negative impact. Although we are supposed to be closer because technology shortens the distance. We have FaceTime. For example, we have this online class that bring us together. But when I go to the restaurant, people just sitting there, crossing the table, playing on their phone. There's no communication. There is no interaction. So it mostly depends on us how we utilize technology. Not being addicted to the screen.
Very, very good. Right. Talking about addiction for phones. Sally, what do you think? Is it the same in Scotland? Do you think that when people go out to a restaurant, they're just playing on their phone?
I don't think the technology is negative about the relationship because the relationship between friend and family is your heart to heart. Not yeah.
So
the technology is not important. It's your son.
Try your best, Sarah.
It's about the people and the people have a good communication.
Communication.
Yeah.
Right. So, good. Be very careful with your L's, Sarah, right? Relationship.
Relationship.
Perfect.
relationship.
Very, very good. Great. Right. And Sally, you were going to help us out and talk to us about your experience in Scotland.
Yeah, as you asked, I think in Scotland, things, as I see it, it's better than in China. The situation like Alex described, like in the restaurant, maybe people still use their cell phone and don't pay much attention to the real communication. And I think that here, it seems, well, people are at the restaurant or after work, they may use more time they may spend more time, I can say qualified time with their friends and family. And I guess part of the reasons is kind of like in China, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to separate our life and our work. Like in China, maybe after your working time, maybe your boss can still send you WeChat message, or your colleagues still send you WeChat message to say something related to work. Or like teachers, sometimes they need to be 24. I can't say 24 hours, but at least 12 hours online to answer your students' or parents' questions. So it's kind of a little bit hard to separate the life and the work. That's one of the reasons that technology had the negative effect on the relationship between friends and family. But if we can separate more with our work time and lifetime, maybe things can be better. And like Alex mentioned, it's really a double-edged sword. For some extent, we have to thank for the technology. Like for me, thanks to the technology, I can do video call to my parents every day. So it will solve a lot of a problem. Otherwise, being away from your own country for over a year, it's kind of like life will be much unhappy without without the help of technology.
Very, very good, Sally. And you're talking about family. Sheen is currently studying in Boston, and so is her husband. Do you have any advice, Sally, for Sheen and Sean about how to use technology to not feel homesick?
Yeah, I think they've already used that. I mean, like at least message their parents every day. Yeah. But sometimes the tricky or interesting thing is they said some of the couples, they send message to each other even though they're all at home.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Is that true?
Whether Sheen have got the experience like this.
Sheen, do you message your husband even though you're both at home?
I don't think so, because our home is too small.
Oh. Yeah, in Boston.
Maybe we have a big room, or the big home, and we can message to each other.
Very, very good. Yeah, Boston, the apartments are quite small. Otherwise, it's very expensive. Right?
Oh, very, very expensive.
Very, very cool. Let's see. Wow, it's already 10 o'clock, right? And Sheen, I'm curious, since you work in this industry with tech and design, and we're talking about negative effects, there's something very popular right now called the metaverse. How do you feel about the metaverse, and what is the metaverse? Do you know?
No, I don't know what is metaverse.
You don't know? Oh my goodness.
I will check. Maybe I know the Chinese meaning. I don't know that.
So while you're looking it up, right now what is happening with Facebook? Facebook changed their name to Meta. So they did they changed the name, and Metaverse is a digital world where people can play a game, but kind of still talk and buy stuff. It'll be the new kind of UX UI design interface system in the next probably 5 to 10 years. And we're hearing a lot of interesting feedback. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts, Sheen, since you do this for a living, UX, UI design, world creation, and so forth?
Yeah, I think we discussed that topic when in some class, and we now change the Web3, and we use the Web3 to design something. I think that it's it's really good for people to easy to use the technology, but it's also make some risk for the people to use a lot and to lose their life, something like that.
Right, very good. And I think, I forget if it was Sally or Alex, but they were talking about like balancing, right? It sounds like, Sheen, you're going back to kind of that balance of difference between, right, what is digital and what is real, right? So very, very good. So we are at 10:01. Any kind of questions, comments, any references we want to make, any concerns before we wrap up? Anything? No? Okay then. Well, it was very great seeing you all tonight. I'm very glad you could join us. We will have a more advanced class on Sunday where we'll go at a much faster pace and have more time to chat. But other than that, I look forward to talking to you all on social media. Have a wonderful night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Derek.